Welcome to my experience with a horrible computer virus, or otherwise known as fuck, my files are gone forever. On the night of Wednesday, March 4th, 2015, I got hit by an extremely nasty computer virus. There's a few variants of it, but the exact variant of it that I got hit by is called CryptoWall 3.0. What the virus does is start scanning all storage devices attached to the infected system for commonly used file types, and predefined by the virus at that, and starts encrypting them, one by one, with 2048-bit RSA-based encryption. Fuck. Let me take a second to explain what RSA encryption is and how it plays into this whole situation. RSA encryption is what's called a public key crypto system. The way it works is it generates a matched set of keys, one private key and one public key. The public key is the key used by an encryption software to encrypt files. This key cannot be used in any way to decrypt your files. Even if this key got into the hands of anybody publicly, they could only use it to encrypt, not decrypt your files. The private key, however, is the key required to decrypt your files. This key is the one that's usually stored safe somewhere. In the sense of internet data transfer, this is how it works. A web server will send you a public key to encrypt your files with. Again, this is the key that can encrypt files but not decrypt them. The server still has the matched private key, the private decryption key, rather, from the set to decrypt your encrypted files or data you send. No encrypted data is ever sent over the network, and unencrypted data is ever sent over the network, and therefore all data is safe. This also works when the server wants to send you data. Your PC sends the server a public key, and you keep the matched private key. Works the same, just an exact reverse. Alright, back to the virus. CryptoWall, or CryptoLocker as it's usually referred to, as that's the variant of virus that it is, encrypts your data with 2048-bit RSA. If you were to try to crack this encryption with an average desktop PC, it would take you something along the lines of the amount of time from the Big Bang until present day times 15. Basically, uncrackable. Remember that thing about public and private keys? As a server based somewhere in another country that it calls home to generate this key pair. It sends your PC the public key to encrypt with, but keeps the private key hostage until you log into a website they have set up and pay them $1,000 in untraceable Bitcoin to get the decryption key, which is also about 1,000 different kinds of fucked up. So, I had downloaded a piece of software from the internet. It ended up being this virus instead. I try to install, I get an error. I think nothing of it, oh, it's just a bad download or something, and continue on with whatever I was doing at the time. That was my first mistake. While I was finishing up on the computer for the night, the virus had already started doing its damage. I went to bed unawares of anything unusual about my computer. Woke up the next day, 8 or so hours had passed. I get up and go straight to work. I work for another 8 hours, and by the time I get home, it has been 16 or 18 hours since the virus had started doing its dirty work. I usually keep my PC's desktop pretty damn clean. However, the night that I got the virus, I had saved a docx file of my resume to my desktop for easy access. I was applying to jobs at the time. This helps me find out about my fuck up quite a bit quicker than it would have been. Every folder that has files that it is set to encrypt, that the virus is set to encrypt rather, gets a few more files written to it. One being a text file, one a PNG, and one an HTML document. They're all called the same thing, help_decrypt. I of course Google these files to see what the fuck is up. It is then that I discover what I have actually encountered. I immediately shut down my PC, boot a live CD of Windows in pre-installed environment mode off of a flash drive, or a live CD rather, and dig through my drive. Every folder on my local hard drives has been hit. Text files, all gone. 20 gigabytes or so of MP3 files in my music folder. They're gone too. The majority of my video files in my video folder. gone and encrypted. My documents, gone. My games, also gone. I then remember that, of course, set up for easy access and not security, of course. Yeah, I know, stupid of me. I had my web server's www root directory set up as a drive letter on my main PC. I can remotely access the server. All the files in that folder, gone. Fuck. Nearly a terabyte and a half of data in total, pretty much, effectively eliminated. God fucking damn it. So, I start to panic. Whatever my files are still actually there, I can still save. I run to my car and race over to the local hackerspace I'm a member of that's open 24/7 to members with a keycard, and borrow a stack of 80GB hard drives. I race home to plug them in one by one to salvage what data I can. As I'm looking through my PC's hard drives for files that are not encrypted in some way, I'm thinking, what is something that I would back up if I couldn't back up anything else? My first instinct is my FL Studio projects folder, along with my sample sets. This represents over 8 years of my creative work, and I would be devastated if I lost them. This is when I notice a trend. The virus is only encrypting common file types, things like MP3s, JPEGs, text files, and whatnot. FL Studio project files are in .flp format. It didn't touch any of them. Those got saved. My samples for my FL Studio projects are also in .wav format. It didn't do anything to them. Saved as well. Now, in going through my documents and such, JPEG files are all gone, but anything in PNG, bitmap, GIF, or TIFF are okay. Back those up too. Video files are a little bit more disappointing than the pictures folder, as it encrypted everything but a few FLV rips from YouTube and a few MKV movie files. Those I saved. It encrypted all of my MP3 files. WMA and FLAC files, however, were left untouched. I got a whopping 2.73 gigabytes of my 20 gig music folder back. Alright, making a little bit of progress. My music folder, however, or at least anything worth listening to, is stored in my Google Play Music account, and can be restored from the cloud. I really love the cloud at this point in my backupping journey, but I really can't stop it now. I'm going to cut this short now, but in all I recovered about 65 gigabytes of files out of my total of over a terabyte. Lucky for me, I used to work at a PC repair shop. I'm still good friends with the owner and the main tech there. The main tech there had a bunch of CD image files in .iso format that I lost already. He gave me a bunch of them in the first place, so I brought another one of those 80 gig hard drives over to the shop, and he filled it with things like ISOs, repair tools, useful to utilities, and other fun stuff like episodes of a certain show with animated miniature horses, if you know what I'm talking about. I've reinstalled Windows at this point, and I'm starting to reconfigure my PC to its normal yet crippled from files lost state. My files are actually still gone, at least the majority of them. I'll add info on how you might be able to help, kind of, later in this video. So, here's what I've learned from this experience. I abso-fucking-lutely need to start using antivirus, and not one that's, out of date and my registration is expired, like I had been for a while. Back up my shit, seriously, and keep the backup drive unplugged unless updating the backup, for safe measure. I seem to only use Windows because I'm locked into programs I'm comfortable with that refuse to run properly even in Wine on Linux, like FL Studio. And one final thing, if I had the time or resources, I would abso-fucking-lutely make a virus like this. I'd be rich before the CIA and NSA bust down my door, and by then I'd actually be in Jamaica sipping martinis on my own private island. Also, there's a few commandments from the gods of computing that I failed to go by, as is follows. Thou shalt back up everything. Thou shalt not activate Windows, which means bypassing Windows activation using a keygen, crack, or other means. It also screws up Windows updates from working, which is a bad thing in general. And on the topic of Windows updates, thou shalt keep Windows updated, even if it means waiting for the stupid updates to bug you and wait for them to install. Thou shalt not disable Windows System Restore. Windows System Restore keeps copies of files that you may have deleted or changed in some way so you can get them back if need be. Disabling that, of course, disables that feature. And finally, thou shalt not leave thy PC on all the fucking time. If my PC had been shut off while I was at work and asleep, it wouldn't have had 16 to 18 hours of time to encrypt all of my files. So this is the part where I beg you for help if you happen to know how. I've included in the description for this video a link to an MP3 file. Feel free to virus scan the file, and I'm encouraging you to do so with local software and internet scanning tools. I am not liable if you somehow get infected from it. If you find this video months or even years after I've posted it, there's a chance that their servers may have been taken down and seized by Interpol or another agency, and the keys put into the hands of a security firm. A company called Fox IT has had this happen with previous versions of CryptoLocker. They currently run a service that lets you upload a sample file to their website to compare against, and will email you a decryption key that matches. They do not yet have a service that works with the new CryptoWall 3.0 virus that I have been infected with. So please, if it's been a while since I've uploaded this video, do me a favor and can you double check for me? I still have my 1 terabyte drive of encrypted files handy and will keeping it out of my computer for at least a few years, in the event something like this happens to occur. Anyway, thanks for watching my horrifying experience with as nasty as all get out computer virus. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.